we're seeing that kind of right now too, which TikTok is kind of picking up over Facebook and stuff like that too. So I just think, and I think the biggest reason is because they're able to target the younger crowd, and that's continuing to grow, and that's becoming what kind of culture and what's cool. And I think that that's probably one of the biggest things too. And they have a huge backing by the biggest company in China, TikTok does. And so again, it goes back to who's at the head of that business. And I think, you know, these guys are like, the business that owns TikTok they own like a ton of businesses out in China. So like, they have every resource possible to be able to grow that thing. And I think Facebook kind of had that too at the beginning when it was growing as well. So there's a lot of reasons, but I think that might be one of them.
So, go ahead. When we were talking about the Facebook funnel, right? So when you were saying that there's ad 1, 2, and 3, are you supposed to be running those 3 ads at the same time and testing out which one is working? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So you have your campaign, right? So top of funnel, no one knows who you are. Then you have your ad set, which is, you know, different audiences that you're targeting, and then you have your ads, right? And then you want to figure out like what ad is going to do best for that audience in that campaign. So you want to figure out, okay, this ad does well in this audience. Maybe I can go in and add it into another audience that's a different person, and then you add it into another audience because this ad already does well in this audience. And then once you figure that out, then you can go and apply it into new ads that you're going to create, right? Okay. So it is just a lot of testing, and you know, you might lose like $100 to $500 testing and stuff like that, but I mean, a lot of businesses have been built on the back end of these advertising platforms. So I mean, it works. It's just, are you good enough to execute it? Yeah.
I have a question. What is your strategy? Because we're all Hmong here.
Yeah.
What's your strategy on how to target people out of the demographic? I feel like, for me, social media only touches on Hmong people, which I don't mind, you know. And a lot of my business comes from non-Hmong people, but I have to get in front of their faces and schedule appointments and do open houses. For social media, what is your strategy?
Target people outside of the Hmong market?
Yeah.
So I think the best thing to do if you're trying to get into a new market is to figure out who has attention in that market already, right? So let's say you got really cool with Chris Lindahl or something like that.
Yeah.
And you hung around him a lot more. You're like, okay, who's this guy? Why is he hanging out with Chris Lindahl a lot? Then that allows them to really try to figure out who you are. And then, you know, they might like your page, and then you can retarget them on some ads, or they might see your videos more and more. So I think just figuring out like who has some influence in that audience, and then trying to figure out how to be around them, obviously in a very genuine and authentic way, right? You don't want to just do it because of that, but obviously it's part of business, part of networking is being able to get to know more people. And then also like what I was just talking about earlier, as far as like advertising and stuff like that, like you can target those people and you can exclude certain people. And then your content too. So you have to figure out like, okay, what does this market care about, and how can I target them, right? So let's say you want to target more luxury type of buyers and stuff like that. Then you want to talk about like, you know, what's going to benefit them and why would they want to work with you instead of someone that they know and stuff like that.
Do you have some kind of a format where I'm okay with paying for it, where you can just show a step-by-step on how to target certain audiences? And
I mean,
this was great. I thought this was great. It was just really fast-paced, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I had to condense it all in like 2 hours, right?
Yeah, I understand that part.
I would say like as far as targeting and different audiences and stuff like that, like you would probably want to like before you. I mean, you can contact me, of course, and like if you want to have a call anytime, hit me up. But if I would say like just Google and YouTube like how to target different audiences. They'll tell you step by step how to break into a new market through Facebook ads and stuff like that. Google that, and then again, I would probably look at like there's definitely like Asian realtors that break into the Mikau market and stuff like that too. So what are they doing? You know, they're probably hanging out with different people than we are. So Something
Yeah,
to
I
think
think a
about.
lot of it has to do with you kind of putting yourself out there and letting people know that you are very diversified. Because last year I had a lot of, like, I'll say 99% of my clients were like just Hmong people.
Yeah.
But then when I kind of started taking pictures of behind the scene, you know, like who's my inspector that I work with all the time, who's my lender, you know, just knowing that they're not all Hmong, then it makes other people feel more comfortable working with you. A lot of my
For
clients
sure.
this year, I'll say like 75% of them were not Hmong,
Okay.
you know, so I don't know if that would help, but all that is just more
That's great.
organic view for
Yeah.
me, you know, so just letting people know like who you're around and it's not just Hmong people, you know.
Yeah. Right now for me it's half, but it's like for the non-Hmong people I have to sell myself and constantly try to push my, not try to push, but like sell myself. And with social media, it's like, oh, you already see me, you want to work with me, then we can move forward with this transaction and you can trust me. You know. Sure.
I think the other
loan officers and
thing, man, is I think to get to people that don't know you, I think the great thing, because like honestly, I don't know most of you guys here, maybe 2 or 3 of y'all, but I think the biggest thing is to really show like your expertise and know that, and show them that you really know what you're talking about and you're better than the other person, or not just better, but like you really know your stuff, right? That's gonna really separate you, and also if you're constantly out in front of them as well, that's gonna get out there too. So like for example, I think a strategy that you could do would be, there's like a lot of Minnesota pages out there. So like there might be like there's like food pages in Minnesota. There's events pages in Minnesota and stuff like that. Figure out, you know, message them and figure out like, how can I collaborate with you? I'll pay you like, you know, $200-300 for a post. You show me and we'll do a collaboration that makes sense with your page. Like if you do a collaboration with them and a restaurant and you post it on like a food page, then that allows you to tap into that audience that they have locally already, right? So just figuring how to, you know, hack that local stuff is going to be important because they have the audience already.
I think you bring up a great point, Christian, about just being an expert at something, right? You know, especially like us in pickleball. Pickleball is a new realm that hit mainstream in the last few years, right? So everybody was new to it, not only Hmong people, but Mingat people too.
Yeah.
So like nobody knew like the actual route of how to get to target markets, you know, but I just kind of played in that space, right? I just went to the pickleball forums and I was engaging and questioning everybody, right? I went to
100%.
Reddit feeds and talked to people. And
Love
like
that.
you get in that space and all of a sudden they're like, oh, who's Pig Ninja again? Oh, you're Fuye? Oh, cool. Like, let's meet up and hang out, right? Like, oh yeah, let's hang out wherever you're at. You're in Edina, I'll come meet you guys over there, right? So I got into uncomfortable places but then you all, you know, meet and you're like, oh, you guys all like one thing, pickleball, and everybody becomes, you know, cool and chill afterwards. So you know, you gotta challenge yourself to get out of that, and then once you become, again, like you said, an expert. Like I was beating these Mingat people, and they're like, wait a minute, you know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
You're not just some dude that wants to make money on pickleball. You actually live and breathe it every single day, right? I think that makes a difference. Like there's some people that are ingenuine about getting into spaces, and they're like, you know, I've gone to networking places and like, oh yeah, there's 1,000 real estate agents just trying to meet other people to sell homes, whatever, right? And like that's kind of what, you know, ingenuine. You know, like, but if everyone's there just to like hang out and really get to know someone, you're like, hey, that Christian guy is actually real. He actually asked about what I'm doing and what I'm, you know, he never said anything about selling a house or anything, right? He was just like, got to know me.
Exactly.
I like that guy, right? Yeah, so like, that helps
100%, 100%. The last workshop, we talked a lot about that, which is, you know, really thinking about relationships and thinking about like how you can build that relationship through social media. So then when you get in person, then that relationship's kind of built already, and they kind of know who you are already, and that really helps out a ton because then they're kind of bought into who you are and what you're about, right? And I think that, you know, that's huge. That's huge. That's a great point to touch on.
One other thing too is I really do believe that sports is an equalizer, right? You know, like, doesn't matter if you're black, Nika, you know, whatever. If you're good at something, they're gonna be like, dude, we want that guy on our team. Right?
Yeah.
You know, like if he's the best quarterback and he happens to be an Asian dude, we want that guy, right? On
Yep.
you know, for the Vikings, whatever.
Mhm.
So like, you know, like Tiger Woods did it in golf.
Yeah.
You know, the Serena and Venus did it for tennis, right? I played tennis for 25 years, and I was never very accepted because I were the poor home kids, right, playing tennis.
Mhm.
But when we start beating the guy kids and beating the good kids, they're like, wait a minute, what's your name again?
Yeah, exactly.
You can hang out with us
Exactly.
because you're okay. Dude,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
But like, I mean that. But again, you got to be really good at what you do.
Exactly,
Right? You
yep.
can't just be another dude out there like
Mhm.
trying to get into the club because you're not good
Yeah,
enough. You know?
exactly.
So,
That's a great example. Yeah, I love that. Yep. I love that 100%. So, we don't have too much time, so why don't we do this? We'll go have everybody ask a question. And if you don't have a question, just pass. And then, you know, we'll do it that way, and that'll probably take us to the end of the hour. Is that cool? So, no question?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't have like a question, but just kind of put this out there, and maybe you could kind of throw something on top of it.
Yeah.
It's just like the social aspect part is like, it's an online thing, but then I think a lot of it is like an interaction thing where you gotta actually be there to kind of get to know someone organically.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the most of the lead or my leads has come from, because like through podcasting, you kind of actually have to know them, get to know them.
Yeah.
And to have to bring somebody in and actually have them believe in what your vision is the hard part.
Yeah.
And then when you have that aspect on there and their name and their page or what their following group is, and when that gets changed on there, your growth grows like tenfold, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
Because like me just going on a social media platform and just kind of like going there and trying to like throw the wholesale pitch and like, oh yeah, you guys should just follow us.
Yeah.
It's different because like when somebody believes in you too, and then that brings in a bigger group, a bigger follower, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great, and back to your point, how to break into different markets, maybe you have a podcast where you invite people like he does, and you invite someone that has that audience already, and you bring them on, and off the podcast, you guys kick it off, and they say some great stuff about you to their audience, and boom, you know, that's how you make that connection to that different market too, you know. So I think that's a great point. That's how I saw your guys' stuff, because Ty shared your guys' stuff, right?
Yep.
And then I saw that and I was like, oh. And then you brought it up. I was like, oh yeah, I did see that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm looking to tune into your guys' stuff, man.
For sure. Thank you.
Marsha, okay. Yes, yours. You guys have any questions at all?
So are you your own business? Do you get hired to help people market their business too? Is that what you do?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, yep. So we're a digital marketing agency, so brands will hire me to be able to, you know, do their social media, run their ads, stuff like that.
And what differentiates you from like the other social media marketing platforms like Monday or, you know?
So Monday is more of a task-based, so they kind of help you manage your team and stuff. For us, as far as like, let's say you want to manage your own social media and plan, like Social Champ, right? Is like a platform that allows you to plan your posts and stuff. That's fine and that's great and stuff, but you know, it's more about like who's gonna create your content, who's gonna plan your content, who's gonna think about your content for you, the ideation stuff and all that. If there's, you know, and then setting up your ads and who's gonna monitor all those things. So we do all of that compared to like those small little apps.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the best way to contact you for pricing on that, just in case, you know,
Yeah.
I don't have time?
Of course, business card is right here. I'll give you one. And then I sent you guys all an email the other day, so that has my email. But my business card has my email too, so I'll give you that. Justin too? No?
I had one question about
Yeah.
ads.
Yeah.
When you said you're targeting people outside, like people that are, you know, not already engaged with you, are those people that are connected to people you know, or is it people like locally, you know, that's searching?
So it's, are you talking about like the middle of the funnel? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Like so, yeah.
So those people have engaged with you, so you can retarget those people. And you can also retarget people that are friends with them too. So those are some things that you could do as well. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, or when you're targeting, you can target people that have not engaged with you yet, right?
Yeah, yep.
Is that just based off of what people are searching?
So if you're on Google, yeah. If you're on Facebook, it's based off of interest. So let's say you want to target people to become your clients, right? And let's say you are, and then so what you can do is target based on their interests. So if they're interested in powerlifting, weightlifting, and going to the gym, if they're interested in LA fitness, 24/7 fitness, places like that, you can retarget them based on that, because they have liked that page or they've engaged with that page or content like that. That's how Facebook generates those audiences. And so you can target people based off of that. Does that make sense?
So you're just including that in like your when you
Ads.
create the ad?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can target people that like that. Yeah, that like that
It's
type
like
of
a
stuff.
questionnaire you take in the front end, just like, who do you want to target?
Yeah.
What's the
Sports
radius?
or-
Yeah.
Sports,
Yep.
whatever, right? So you go through you build it out, and then they'll let you know how much it costs for
Mhm.
whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yep. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna send you guys all this too, but feel free to give me a call too or anything like that anytime, or message me, whatever works for you guys.
How big is your organization or no?
So just me, and then I just have people like Damien here and there that I hire, or other people that I hire in there for graphic stuff, website stuff. Yeah.
Are there a lot of other home folks in town that do social media like this?
Not that I know of.
I'm always intrigued because there's a lot of good home talent in town that can help each other out.
Yeah.
And I just
We see it right here,
just
right?
don't know each
Yeah.
other, right?
Yeah.
Like, dang, that guy's really good at that, but I didn't even know he did that, right? I
Mhm.
just thought he was my drinking buddy, whatever. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
I see him on Friday night, and that's it. Right? Like that's who he is.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'd be surprised how sharp everyone really, when they're on top of things, they know what they're doing. So.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
I know how you feel. When they see me, I hope that the insurance broker turn me away.
Do you offer coaching calls?
Huh?
You offer coaching calls?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Give me a call. Any questions you guys have. Yeah. But I think, insurance brokers have that stigma. So like
Yeah.
maybe putting content out there to show that you're not like every insurance broker is probably something you should think about.
No matter what, it's like, you have insurance label on you, that people stay away from it. But when, excuse my language, shit, this is no plan. Oh, come on, help.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks everybody for coming out, and I appreciate you guys all supporting. I appreciate the feedback. And I'm gonna send out something for feedback as well. But I do have a private Facebook group for people that attend, and there's other entrepreneurs and stuff like that in there too. So I'll invite everybody to that. Make sure to join that. And if you guys have any questions or stuff like that, or are seeing great results from what you've been doing or on a different platform, then please share that in that group, okay? But yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. I appreciate you guys taking time on a Tuesday night.
Oh, yes, that's
Christian, you mind if we take a selfie together?
Yeah, bro. Sure, you out of here? Yep. All right, too. I'll see you later. Thank you so much for coming, bro. You out too?
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All
I
right,
appreciate
yeah.
it.
See you out too?
Yep.
See you later, Marsha.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yep.
I'll take up the card.
Oh yeah, here you go.
But I'm moving to Little
Yeah.
Canada.
Thank you for the feedback though. That really
Yeah,
helps.
of
I'm always
course.
looking for that. Cause like, how can I make it better and stuff? And so
Right, right.
I really appreciate that. Thanks for checking me out.
Size,
Yep.
I can shove about like 6 or 7 cards inside. So it's decent size.
Cool.
I'll keep in contact though.
Yeah, bro.
Maybe we could bring you on the show.
Yeah,
talk a
let me
little bit
know.
About something we could bring.
Let me know.
Because I think there's a lot of resources that a lot of people still need. And they
Anything
can
and
use your
everything.
connect to kind of make that happen.
Yeah, for sure. Anything and everything, man. All right.
Thank you for putting this together.
Yeah.
I'll keep in touch, Christian.
All right, bro.
Right before it's full time. Not full time.